You're stuck inside a dark spaceship floating far away from Earth. While being hunted by the most deadly monster in the galaxy, nobody's there to help, and you have no idea when it will strike next. What would you do? In today's video, we'll tell you how to survive alien parasites straight out of your nightmares, and escape the killing machine called Xenomorph before your spaceship explodes. This is how to beat the film Alien. First off, read the fine print. Whatever job you're about to get into, always make sure you know what comes with it, even if you're an astronaut. Actually, especially if you're an astronaut. The crew in Alien clearly didn't take the fine print into consideration before venturing into space, and we all saw how the situation goes from bad to worse when they find themselves stranded far away from Earth, investigating strange signals from a nearby planet. They can't even back out, because the contract requires them to do what they're being asked to do, even if it's dealing with deranged creatures. Clearly, whoever they work for doesn't even care about the lives of the crew, because they don't even have enough food or oxygen to prolong the mission. On top of that, the escape shuttle has only 3 emergency exits. The entire situation is screaming danger. So we'd pretend we didn't get the memo. What are they gonna do about it? Press charges for something that didn't even happen? Call us crazy, but we're just going to go ahead and erase all the evidence of the transmission and head back to Earth like it's nobody's business. But the crew obviously doesn't do that because they're stupid, and well, the plot needed to move forward. So they decide to land on the planet's moon, where, surprise surprise, the rocky landing damages the ship. You'd think they'd wait it out, fix it, and get the heck out of there. But instead, they decide to take a stroll outside the ship and find out that the signal was coming from a wrecked alien ship on the moon. Now, anyone sane would run far away from that thing. Honestly, who in their right mind decides to venture inside a mysterious spaceship on a distant moon? First off, you're not equipped or prepared for what could probably be humanity's first encounter with extraterrestrials. Secondly, you know nothing about what those creatures could be like. What if they feast on human blood? What if they see you as an animal and are far more advanced than humanity, spelling total doom and gloom on us? And lastly, fix your shuttle and get the heck out of there. But they're way too loyal to their professions, we guess. So instead of turning back, they keep going further and deeper into the mysterious ship. That's until a member of the crew gets attacked by a creature, which is apparently hugging his face. And this is why you should never mess around with a strange creature. If it was us, we'd totally not allow that member back inside the shuttle. Call us whatever you like, there's no way on Earth a strange face-hugging creature that we have zero ideas about is venturing into our expensive AF ship that's already facing problems. But they let him in, and to make it worse, they also begin experimenting with it like a toddler would with a worm. Seriously? Why? You know nothing about the anatomy of this creature. We see how the alien's blood is basically acid that's melting through the floors of the ship when one of them decides to cut its tentacle. What we'd have done differently is that instead of playing around with the creature, we'd have played around with the shuttle's temperature. That's right. When the crew is exploring the mysterious ship, they come across these eggs that are being protected by a layer of humid air. So anyone smart enough would have figured out that the only way to get rid of this thing is to bring the temperature down and let its blood freeze in its veins. But they don't even have to do any of that because the alien ends up dying anyway. And well, instead of getting rid of its body, the captain takes yet another decision to keep it. Which brings us to our next survival tip. Be an a-hole if that's what it takes. Things go south pretty quickly after the crew lets the affected member back inside. We mean, it's the rule of thumb at this point thanks to the pandemic. Quarantine helps. The face hugger might have died, but he impregnates the crew member's mouth, who then begins hatching? Well, the baby alien is popping out of his chest and stuff. A pretty gory gender reveal, and frankly, whatever happens after this is entirely the captain's fault. Had the crew decided to take a stand against the decision and refuse to let the member back inside, they could have saved their ship from an alien infestation. Sure, the world needs kindness to go around, but space doesn't. We say play, be an a-hole, and look out for yourself. Next, show no mercy. Hunt it down. After the baby alien hatches, it just runs off and disappears. Now the crew obviously realizes that it's not safe to let it stroll around, so they plan to get rid of it. How? They come up with the dumbest idea ever: splitting up and looking for it. Honestly, what's with horror flicks and their love for splitting up a gang of people to look for a potentially deadly creature? If it was us, we'd rather stick around and hunt this thing together. The more the merrier. But of course, a crew member decides to go in alone and gets devoured by the alien that's growing up at an exponential rate. We think the cat in this scene is smarter than the entire crew. It decides to hide and let the human be taken. This little guy is proper cold-blooded, but that's exactly how survival works. Now what we do in this situation, besides sticking together, is lay traps throughout the ship. Have you seen the movie Signs? No? Well, the aliens who invade Mel Gibson's mournful farm life have a knack for doodling in crops and terrorizing the family from behind closed doors, only to be defeated by a baseball bat and a cup of water. Yeah, it's total rubbish, but why not give it a shot? Since these aliens intentionally live on planets with no water and have acid running through their veins, it's quite likely that they'd be allergic to it too. Call us crazy, but we're so defending ourselves with soggy towels and water guns. Now be prepared for anything and everything. We think that the greedy multi-trillionaire companies that built these shuttles for billions of dollars could spend a little more dough and make it alien resistant too. We mean, there's a good chance that we're not alone in the universe, and with UFOs and other strange events that regularly take place in our skies, space shuttles could be constructed keeping in mind such threats. How about making giant robots? You know, like Transformers? They're activated in case something goes wrong, and turn into vehicles or beasts at a single command. Something like this would have made the crew's job so much easier, but alas, they're left with some poor strategies and an even worse captain who devises a dumb plan to take a flame into the air vents. Even a child would know that that's super dangerous. Anything in the atmosphere outside could potentially ignite the flame and blow up the whole ship. Did you know that even farts are dangerous in space? Because the gases are flammable, but the crew hasn't done a single thing right since the beginning, so we're not holding our breath. Also, why are they even using flames? Isn't that thing born in humid environments? We do like the idea that they're trying to trap it inside a particular area instead of letting it roam around the entire place. But using fire is a big no from us. What we'd rather do here is bring the temperatures down. Space is all about extremes, so take it from super high heat to extreme cold and watch it shatter like glass. But they're clearly not as smart as us. Instead, after the captain dies, the crew decides to escape the emergency space shuttle and blow the whole ship off. Ripley, the only smart crew member who actually wanted to leave the guy who got face hugged outside previously, then decides that she wants to bring the kitty along. So you don't care about humans, but a kitty's life holds more value to you? Fair enough. While she's away to get the cat, the alien kills the rest of the remaining crew, leaving her all alone to deal with the menace. And finally, she blows up the spaceship, something we'd never do. This is honestly such a waste of resources. If it was us, we'd try all the tricks in the book to trap and kill the alien instead of blowing up the ship and rationing food for the next 10 years on the emergency shuttle. Now, in an effort to save whatever is left, we'd rather get into a spacesuit with oxygen reserves, isolate ourselves somewhere safe, and deactivate the life support system, artificial gravity, and bring down the temperatures throughout the ship. It may put us in danger, but hey, it's better than blowing up the whole thing and getting lost in space forever, which unfortunately Ellen does. What about you? How would you ensure your survival in Alien? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. See you in the next one.